Speaking of Blessed Psychopaths, as we're going through this, and yeah, as we're going through, and I'm running all the practice stuff for this. Oh, hey, you want to talk about throwing someone off a cliff?
Do I?
Let's talk about Tekken. Fucking hell, Tekken. Or Tekken. I don't know how to say it.
Tekken.
Whatever.
This family just loves to throw each other off of cliffs into volcanoes.
So, can I actually say something that's kind of interesting about Jin that I didn't know the first time I played this? Because I knew nothing about this fighting game beforehand. They're using a different version of Jin than he's supposed to be.
Yes.
The Jin that we're seeing here, it was, at the time, I like to say Tekken 5 Jin, where he is the villain. It's either... Yeah, it's Tekken 5. It's right right after he killed his father, or did something and took over the company. No, his father's leading against Jin. That's what it is. They all think his father's a hero, which is holy, just a massive pile of horse shit.
That's a nightmare in itself.
Tekken, talk about a hero in Tekken is kind of an awkward conversation.
There are no heroes in Tekken.
Jin is the closest to a good guy, but when he was given power, he kind of lost it for a little bit. And we've got monsters here, but these are not monsters from Tekken. These are goblins from a very, very old Capcom property. With the Silver Knight himself, and his armor keeps shattering, leaving him in his underwear. Ghosted goblins.
You know, the funny thing is, Tekken did appear in Cross Zone. Or not Cross Zone.
Namco.
Namco Cross Capcom.
Yeah, it's not their
Which
first...
makes this a bit of a reunion.
Yeah, that's why Jin knows these monsters. Or, no, his genes are reacting to them. I forget if it was Jin who appeared or Xiaoyu.
No, Xiaoyu didn't appear. It was... I think Heihachi... Yeah, Heihachi and Jin appeared.
So yeah, it's not his...
As well as Armor King.
Yeah, so it's not
Why
their...
we never got Armor King back, I don't know.
I don't know, I guess they just actually want characters to talk instead of just speaking in Tiger. Though, ironic when we're talking about this silverly, the silver woman.
Yes, the,
Doro.
Dorals.
They are from Virtua Fighter.
Yep. And the fact that we're getting Virtua Fighter back is wild.
I think So here's the thing I will say I love about Crawl Zone. Crawl Zone in general, as well as Namco X Capcom, dug up a lot of properties that some of them have been sat on for a while. Because I don't think Sega released a Virtua Fighter in a couple of years by this one, right? Because it's been a while since Virtua Fighter.
They've just been re-releasing
the older ones.
5, if I remember correctly. I'm not somebody that is in the Virtua Fighter scene, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, they haven't been active.
Yeah.
Virtua Fighter.
And there's also the fact that anytime models evolved, like, did you like to use Xenosaga for something? Fuck yeah! Or is it Xenogears that Cosmos is from? I think it's Saga.
Saga is where Cosmos is from.
Yeah.
Gears is
The
game before
right.
Xenosaga.
Right.
Or at least the series before Xenosaga, where, let's just say a lot of...
Xeno stuff starts.
Like, okay, the whole series was supposed to be this long, overarching story. And, well, there's some characters from Xenoblade 3 that might as well just be one-to-one recreations of the protagonists of Xenogears.
The only one that's kind of a wild card in the whole mix, if we're gonna be honest, is Chronicles X. And even then, maybe not.
Well,
that's not that.
There were mecha.
I know.
Suits in Gears.
I was gonna say, let's not delve into the full Xeno rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's essentially if they get a chance to use Cosmos for something, they will use her.
Yes, because like Cosmos is just a fan favorite in general.
Yeah. Yep, and then we have Pai and Akira from Virtua Fighter. And Ling Xiaoyu and Jin Kazama. And, oh yeah, I forgot, Jin's in his edge phase.
No, Jin. No, Jin.
Actually, you know what? Bold of me to say that Jin's in his edge phase. I don't think he ever left it.
I mean, he did get the Angel Jin form more recently, so there is that.
True, true. Also, yeah, the new head of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Yep, that's what I meant by where they are in the Tekken timeline. It's weird. And it only gets weirder in the next one. I do not train to hard people, but cyborg the devils. No, if we're gonna talk about the characters we're ready to talk about, it's either the next prologue, it's the next prologue and the prologue after have two of the units we're waiting to talk about. Because I believe, if I remember correctly, the next tutorial is solo units.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the way that the prologues work is there are 4 prologues.
We'll be getting him.
Yeah, the 4 prologues are all introductions to the different mechanics. The first one is the basics. This one's talking about having 2 paired units. Then we get solo units, and then we get kind of a nice little wrap up with all of them, with a certain handyman that we like talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Though I'll be honest, his paired unit in the next one is so much better. His one in this one isn't bad. But yeah. So, yeah, this one's talking about the fact that, yeah, you can rescue allies. This also uses your extra points. You need 100% of the bar. So you lose the ability to use a special, but you can revive a unit. So, you know, that. A second. No. I almost lost. Come on. Work with me. There you go. There's a button just to allow you to rotate units. I just forget which one it is. Come on, Jin. Say thank you. I owe you. Close enough.
Grumble, grumble. I'm edgy.
Yeah. A couple of these characters will appear in the next game, but they will go from paired... their paired units are going to cycle. A couple of them will actually be moved to solo units, or be swapped out with a different paired unit.
Yeah.
Jin gets swapped out with someone. No, he doesn't get swapped.
Jin gets to fight alongside somebody that he really wishes he did.
His favorite people.
I mean, he's already going to be dealing with his favorite people during this game. But, you know...
One in particular.
Having to fight literally side by side with the guy that he's stuck with next game. Yeah.
Oh, no, you know, we've already got some Tekken characters at Virtua Fighter. Let's talk about another fighting game.
Yes. Can't go a conversation about fighting games without talking about...
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. I'm not somebody that plays fighting games. However, I can appreciate Street Fighter for what it is.
Yeah, I played Street Fighter 6. I actually use this character's fighting style a lot, just because of the fact it's a brutal high-speed style, and I like the extra reach.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of want to pick up the Season 2 pass just for some of the other characters for the... Here's the thing, I do not play competitive Street Fighter, but I did do a lot with the Build-A-Fighter just because I found that to be fun to just see what broken shit I can do by combining fighting styles.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of
the appeal.
That was the thing that sold that game.
The only thing I will say that I kind of wish was improved in Street Fighter 6 is I do think that, as this is the issue Capcom has in general, their PC builds could use some stability.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is her Street Fighter 5 appearance. Yeah, Jury of Sin. I believe at this point we're either at Street Fighter 4 or 5 in terms of the timeline.
This would be...
If it's...
Okay, so Jerry didn't exist until Street Fighter 4.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has to be one of those two. I believe...
This would have... In terms of the timeline, right? This would have to be sometime between 4 and 5, because she also still has 2 eyes.
No, I think at this point she has the engine in her eye.
Okay.
Because I believe she uses it in her...
She's not wearing an eye patch, and this is her Street Fighter 4 design, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All.
But keep in mind, we can't really trust designs or timeline, as I pointed out with Jin.
Yes. Yes.
But no, the reason why I think it's 4 is because of the organization Sin. I believe that was a 4 thing. Yeah. Speaking of Street Fighter! A character who was done dirty. Poor fucking Ken.
Okay, no. Okay. I think Ken had a very rough time of it during 6. That's not what I'm... Oh, there's somebody that got
there's somebody...
stick
I won't
in terms of Street Fighter when it comes to Street Fighter 5.
I won't deny that. I don't deny that. What I meant is like what they did to him after 5. He was in a pretty good spot. And then the fact that they did all that off screen. You wouldn't know what the fuck happened to Ken unless you like delve deep into extra content Capcom released.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah, that's what I meant by him being done dirty. Yep, we got Ken Masters, one of the top Street Fighters in the US. And of course, Ryu, the Wandering Warrior, the poster children of Street Fighter. I do like Jin's description of them. People who get involved in things far too easily. And yeah, here's the implication about the fact that both of them were in Project Cross... not Project Cross, Namco X Capcom. Ryu and Jin know each other.
Okay, Jin was... Was Jin even...
At the very least, they do know each other. I know Ryu was in it.
Jin Kazama was in there. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in 2 different places. Also, not only was Armor King in there, but just King, regular King was in there as well.
Yeah, I think it's because...
And his pair unit was Felicia. Which is very funny.
What the fuck? Oh, I just realized we're talking about fighting games. We're gonna have to talk about Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
But...
Especially considering a certain somebody in the next chapter.
No, I think the... No, the next chapter is an old friend who's appeared on this stream in another tactics game. They're the 4th scenario.
Right. My bad.
Yeah. But,
either way.
Yeah, I do like how Ken's like, I've seen those devils before. Like, here's the... Yeah, the fact, like, they know these creatures and everything. They've seen them back in the last game. The only way through this is with our fists. I love how simple Ryu is sometimes. Meet our 3 muscle martial arts masters. Jin, Ryu, and Akira are going to be a lot of your main fighters in terms of, like, martial arts.
Yeah. Where the strong survive.
Ryu is, if I remember correctly, it's been a hot minute since I've played this game, so a couple of the rules are a little forgotten for me. Oh, other thing you can do to check the turn order, it's going to be above the unit's heads.
Mm-hmm.
If you enter combat near a paired unit, they just have to be around the enemy, essentially, or at least around your ally in any of the adjacent squares. you can use them as support, giving you a free 4th attack. And if you attack an enemy at the same time as a paired unit, you'll activate the crossbar. While the crossbar is active, an enemy becomes frozen in place, and you can just wail on them for a shit ton of extra points. It is a great way to build up the gauge. Also, wow, I just said no aura. Too bad JoJo's not here. So there is actually like a good deal of like actual strategy you have to put into organizing where characters are on the map, the attacks you're using, and everything like that.
Yeah.
Especially because
there is a rhythm to this game.
Especially because the fact the extra points are shared. Enemies actually... Okay, so this is the first one that has it. If you look down at Durell's health, there's 2 green blocks. That is the block bar I was talking about. You have to hit it with enough... You have to hit them with enough force to be able to break them. Until that's broken, they will not react to an attack.
You have to break their guard.
Ryu and Ken are pretty good at it. There are some characters who are fantastic at barrier breaking.
Yeah, there's some characters that have special skills that are specifically designed to break in guards, if I remember correctly.
It's not even just special... Yeah, some have special skills. As I've mentioned,
there's some equipment, too.
There's equipment, there's attacks. Okay, I am gonna move... No, I'm gonna deal with the demons first. And then I'm going to deal... And sometimes when you put units together, you'll actually get special conversations, especially once you pair them up together. Usually characters who have either a similar theme or from the same series. So, like, for example, Okay, go. Sorry, dog.
Some of these characters have very interesting friendships that are built across their different worlds.
Some of my favorite are still in Crossroad 2, when you put, Segata with any Sega character.
Oh yeah, no. They must show their respect to the man, the myth, the legend.
The other downside about the barrier gauge is every hit, not only does it fail to... Oh, sorry, not only does it fail to deal damage to the enemy, it also doesn't build up extra points. Okay, take out the last demon so that they'll leave Jin alone. There are other characters who are also just really fucking good at building up the gauge at the bottom. A really good one is, we mentioned them already, the Residents of Fate characters, just because they are really good at jacking up the combo gauge. Which, you know, it's not surprising when one of their primary weapons is a fucking machine gun!
Not to mention the major mechanic of that game was just...
scratch damage.
Scratch damaging your opponents into oblivion.
Also, as you can see at Durell's gauge down there, the block gauge does recharge. If it fills up and they are ever left standing, they will block again.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like stunning an opponent in a fighting game.
Yeah, be careful because some enemies do get stupid with the block gauge.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to want to always make sure you have someone with barrier breaker.
Yeah, there's I think there's some enemies that have like 8 bars.
It's you usually can tell which enemies are gonna have it because it's usually like some of the tankier figures in the franchises. Using this game as an example, well, we've already talked Resident Evil. For Resident Evil,
all units will get more durable as well.
Yeah, they do, which makes sense. I mean, they are silvery metal beings, and they can be. I don't know Virtua Fighter, so I don't know the lore behind Dural.
Dural is like the final boss, and of like a few of the games, and it's an arcade fighting boss.
Oh shit!
Final boss, so yeah.
Cheap as fuck.
And not only does it read your inputs, right? It can change its fighting style. Like it'll have a different fighting style each
time.
So
that actually makes
it's all just other characters' fighting styles.
So the fact that it's growing as we go makes sense. And some other characters, except for the BOWs, we expect them to have a lot of armor and health. Why do I hear the words Mayday? Yeah, though we've lost Jin, Xiaoyu, Ryu, and Ken.
Yep, they got isekai'd. Damn.
I forget what world where they've ended up. Because, like, there's a lot of worlds just connected to this world. And more will come up as we go. Yeah, Prologue 4, though, is the one called The Man the Devil's Fear.